Okay, so this is 4 of 9 little mini videos on the theory to do with Friday Paper 2. So we're looking now at Aran Furniture and the environmental issues that impact on Aran Furniture. Well done for keeping up. So, if the exam question on Friday says to you, why are businesses concerned about environmental issues and sustainability? Well, if you remember, we played the fishing game in class, and the fishing game taught you quite a lot about how important it is to run a sustainable business. But the importance of the environmental issues that we need to consider are massive, because businesses are always concerned about, or should always be concerned about, the environment and sustainability. The environment is any business's biggest resource, and without looking after that environment, it soon will be used up. So there are social and ethical reasons for looking after the environment. The reputation of the business, which again comes back to branding, which is massive in terms of customer loyalty. There's legal requirements that protect the environment, that we can't pollute it, and there's many efficiency benefits to being environmentally friendly and doing stuff in a ethical recycling kind of way. So lots of reasons why we need to be mindful of the environment. So let's start on them one at a time. The social and ethical reasons are quite huge. Older people are more sensitive, I guess, than younger people, but there are more and more awareness with younger people that humans are damaging the natural environment, and we all need to live in it, and we all need to look after it if we're going to continue to live in it. And as people are mindful of that, many businesses are run by people who are also concerned about the environment and want to do what they can to protect it, so society and future generations can also benefit from it. Many businesses, I would say, want to act ethically and treat workers and the community fairly. There are a few people that feel that that's not the case, just making as much money as possible. However, it would be the case, but Aran Furniture has been going for several generations, and it's family owned, and I would imagine their reputation is built on quality, standards, ethics, social responsibility, and a consideration for all things environmental. So that company's never not going to go with a social and ethical stance. So what can businesses do? Well, most people are focused on reducing their carbon footprint, how much carbon dioxide they pump out into the atmosphere to destroy the ozone layer has always been quite significant in terms of people's minds. So by using alternative fuels and reducing fuel consumptions and reducing carbon dioxide, which is a byproduct of burning fossil fuels, has got to be a good focus. So using sustainable materials would be a good other method. So for every tree you dig up or cut down, you plant 10. Would make sure that you're sustainably managing the sources of raw materials. Buy fair trade products, which means everybody's involved with the production or harvesting of that product is getting paid a decent wage. Would be ethical too. Ensure that your workers are treated fairly and well looked after, which would be good for business, and reduce the impact on the local communities that you're trading with. So whether you're polluting in them, creating noise or whatever, you've got to be mindful of where those people live in those communities that you're taking raw materials or manufacturing products in. Reputation is massive. Perception is everything to most people, and as the public become more and more concerned about the environment, they will look to buy from businesses that are ethically, environmentally friendly, and looking at sustainable methods of production. So Aran Furniture need to market the fact they're doing all this good stuff, because that will help them sell UK wide, European wide, and EU and globally. Because businesses that are not sustainable will eventually lose their customers to more sustainable competitors. So this really needs to be at the forefront of Aran Furniture's thinking when it looks at promoting that. Again, what can businesses do? They can gain certification for products that show that they are sustainable and environmentally friendly, of which Aran Furniture are trying to do that with the Forestry Commission seal. And they could also publish information about their environmental policies on their website, on their brochures, on their packaging. There's no point in keeping all this stuff a secret. There are also legal issues for the governments have put in place taxes and rules and regulate to protect the environment. So all those taxes and rules are generally based on emissions and pollutions, recycling and packaging products, and electrical goods, and those grants for sustainable development of a business from the government. So the government are finding people that are doing the wrong thing and encouraging people to do the right thing with cheap loans and grants, free money to do exactly that. So again, Aaron Furniture could take advantage of all that. Again, carrying on with what businesses can do if they meet the regulations with regard to emissions and waste, that's not only going to be saving them money, reducing their costs, but it's also going to increase their profits. So reducing fuel usage, water usage, waste will reduce costs, will reduce taxes and environmental levies and charges. So all that ultimately means less costs, more profit. So it is good business sense to be environmentally friendly and sustainable business. They can also access grants, like we said earlier, for sustainable development, and they're thinking about doing that for one particular item which you should know about by now, and that's the wooden burner that's going to be powering this factory from the waste material the factory produces. So that eco burner, biomass burner is quite a key to their brand awareness and sustainability, and fossil fuel powered sustainable development. In terms of efficiency, we've already said if you take steps to become greener, it can save the company quite a lot of money by switching off lights, turning off heaters, turning computers off, having lights only come on in a factory when you walk into the building, stay on and then turn off. All creates less consumption of power. If you can also create less waste by maybe turning from job to batch production, by not putting stuff in skips that cost £125 a time to take away, and using that wood for other things like maybe burning for fuel, using local suppliers to reduce your transport costs and your carbon footprint, will all add to Aaron Furniture being more efficient. If Aaron Furniture is more efficient, Aaron Furniture will spend less money. If Aaron Furniture spends less money, Aaron Furniture will make more profit. So again, efficiency savings, increase profitability, and Aaron Furniture needs to do that at the moment because it's got lots of debt. Again, what can businesses do? They can introduce energy saving equipment and policies that save energy and reduce waste. They can start looking at local suppliers. We can recycle waste into different forms, and they can encourage people to get to work and a similar efficient fossil fuel free or reduced activities, whether they come to work by bike, whether they get collected in minibuses that are electric, or whether people share cars to work. Company owners might put schedules up to people car share to do more and more things to add to their image of the company. Everybody can get involved. So if on Friday they ask what is Aaron Furniture Limited doing to be an environmental friendly and sustainable business, you should be able to answer that by now. You've looked at this case study many times, and I would say on the top of your tongue, buy locally, buy from sustainable sources. Definitely consider that biomass burner now, not in the future, because that's going to reduce waste and provide carbon neutral fuel which you can advertise and market very quickly. And that is our 4th of 9 videos, which we've managed to do in 10 minutes for each video. I'm also going to do a couple of videos on exam questions and answers, so well done for keeping up.